Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're moving into one of the most powerful and influential areas of business analysis, strategy analysis. Now, when most people think of business analysis, they think of gathering requirements or improving a process. But strategy analysis is where we step up to the organizational level. Here, you as a business analyst aren't just helping deliver a project, you're helping define what projects even deserve to exist in the first place. This is where we identify the business need, assess opportunities, and recommend the best strategic path forward. Think of this module as learning how to be the bridge between a company's vision and the real-world actions needed to achieve it. By the end of this session, you'll see why great strategy analysis can make or break an organization's long-term success. So, what exactly will you learn in this module? Let's take a look. First, we'll start with analyzing the current state, understanding where the organization is today, what's working well, what's broken, what opportunities are being missed. Then, we'll move to defining the future state. What does success look like? What does the organization want to become? And how will we measure that success? Next, we'll learn to assess risks, because let's face it, every strategy carries uncertainty. We'll look at how to identify, quantify, and manage risks before they become problems. And finally, we'll explore how to define a change strategy. That's the roadmap, from today's reality to tomorrow's vision. This entire module will equip you with structured thinking, strategic planning tools, and practical insight, all of which are core to your CBAP exam and to your real-world effectiveness as a senior business analyst. So let's start by asking a simple question. What is strategy analysis? At its heart, strategy analysis is about understanding business needs and defining the strategies to address them. It's not about just implementing technology or improving one process. It's about stepping back and asking, why is this change even necessary? What value will it create? And how can we make sure it's sustainable? In practical terms, it's the bridge between an organization's current reality and its aspirational goals. Think of it like this. If the organization is standing on one side of a river, that's the current state, and the other side is the desired future. Your job is to build the bridge across. Now, the core purpose of strategy analysis is alignment. We align objectives, challenges, and opportunities with actionable, measurable strategies that deliver value. And why does this matter? Because without that alignment, companies chase shiny objects. They launch new initiatives, adopt technologies, or start transformations that fail to deliver meaningful results. Good strategy analysis ensures every effort contributes to long-term success, not just activity, but impact. The BABOK framework outlines 4 core tasks that structure how we perform strategy analysis. Let's unpack them one by one. The first is analyze current state. This is about understanding today's conditions. What are our existing capabilities, our pain points, and our constraints? Second, define future state. We describe what success looks like in measurable terms. What outcomes do we want? What capabilities will we need? Third, assess risks. We identify what could stop us from reaching that future state. This isn't pessimism, it's proactive planning. And finally, define change strategy. We develop the roadmap that connects today's state to tomorrow's goals, balancing ambition with feasibility. These 4 steps are interconnected. Each one informs and refines the others. Think of it as a continuous loop. As you define your future state, new risks might emerge, requiring you to revisit your change strategy. This is the analytical mindset of a senior business analyst, always connecting, refining, and aligning. This is where every great strategy begins, by understanding where you are right now. It sounds simple, but many organizations skip this step and jump straight to big ideas, and that's why they fail. The Analyze Current State task gives you a factual, 360-degree understanding of your organization's current performance, strengths, weaknesses, and challenges. Here's what we look at: business goals and how well current operations align with them, internal capabilities and constraints like technology, staffing, or funding, external market factors, competitors, customer expectations, and regulations, stakeholder concerns and pain points, and of course, processes, systems, and culture. To do this, we use three major techniques: SWOT analysis to identify strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats; root cause analysis to move past symptoms and understand what's really causing issues; process analysis to map workflows and find inefficiencies. Your key output here is a current state description, a well-documented baseline that defines the business needs and root causes. For example, let's say a telecom company has high customer churn. The current state analysis may reveal it's not poor pricing, it's actually due to long call wait times and a fragmented CRM system. See, you can't fix what you don't understand. Once we understand today's reality, we can start designing tomorrow's vision. This is define future state. This step is where your creativity meets strategy. We ask questions like, what should success look like? How do we define measurable outcomes such as increased market share, improved customer satisfaction, or streamlined operations? We also identify required capabilities, the processes, skills, and technologies we'll need to get there. Equally, we examine change requirements, the adjustments in culture, systems, and structure required to bridge the gap. Techniques like business capability analysis help determine whether the organization is ready to deliver that vision, and the balanced scorecard helps measure it holistically across financial, customer, process, and learning perspectives. Your deliverables here include a future state description, business objectives, desired value, and capability plans. If the current state is the diagnosis, then defining the future state is writing the prescription. It's the blueprint for change. Now that we've defined our vision, it's time to look at what could derail it. Risk assessment is often misunderstood. It's not about being negative. It's about being prepared. We categorize risks in three main groups. Business risks, things like market volatility, economic downturns, or changes in regulation. Technical risks, integration challenges, data issues, or cybersecurity vulnerabilities. Organizational risks, leadership gaps, resistance to change, or resource shortages. The process of risk assessment has 4 key activities: identify the risks, assess their impact and likelihood, develop mitigation plans, and establish contingency plans in case things still go wrong. We record all this in a risk register, supported by tools like scenario analysis and decision analysis. A great example: imagine you're helping a bank implement biometric authentication. A technical risk could be data privacy compliance, while an organizational risk might be customer adoption reluctance. Anticipating these early ensures you can manage change, not just react to it. This is where the rubber meets the road, where strategy turns into execution. Defining the change strategy is about creating a realistic and value-driven roadmap that connects the current state to the future state. It begins with defining scope, being crystal clear about what's included and what's not. This helps manage expectations and focus resources. Then we evaluate alternatives, comparing multiple solutions based on cost, risk, and feasibility. Once we identify the best path forward, we recommend the optimal strategy and align stakeholders, ensuring everyone understands the why, what, and how behind the plan. Deliverables include a detailed change strategy document, an implementation roadmap, a business case, and engagement and communication plans. You can use the balanced scorecard and gap analysis techniques here to ensure every action aligns with strategic value. A great strategy doesn't just chart a path, it inspires confidence in those walking it. Let's summarize the key techniques that bring strategy analysis to life. First, SWOT analysis, your starting point for understanding internal strengths and weaknesses versus external opportunities and threats. Next, root cause analysis. This is where we dig deep, using tools like the 5 whys or fishbone diagrams to uncover real issues. Balanced scorecard gives us a 360-degree measure of performance. It's not just about financial metrics, but also about customers, processes, and learning capabilities. Business capability analysis helps us identify gaps between what we can currently do and what we need to be able to do. And finally, risk analysis, which turns uncertainty into actionable insight. These techniques aren't isolated, they're complementary. A strong analyst knows when to apply each and how to combine them to produce credible, evidence-based recommendations. Let's bring this all together with a practical example. A traditional retail company is facing declining sales. Online competitors are taking their market share. So, they begin a strategy analysis initiative. Analyzing the current state, they discover outdated point-of-sale systems, fragmented customer data, and staff lacking digital skills. SWOT analysis shows strong brand loyalty, but also vulnerability to digital disruption. Defining the future state, they articulate a vision of seamless omnichannel integration, a connected in-store and online experience with real-time data visibility. Assessing risks, they identify cost overruns, technology complexity, and employee resistance. Mitigation includes phased rollouts and training programs. Defining the change strategy, they propose a 3-phase plan. Phase 1, launch a new e-commerce platform. Phase 2, integrate loyalty programs and mobile apps. Phase 3, introduce analytics and personalization. Total investment, £3.50 million. Expected ROI, 18 months. Outcome, a clear roadmap, executive approval, and measurable transformation success. That's the power of structured strategy analysis: clarity, alignment, and execution confidence. Before we conclude, let's talk about best practices that separate good analysts from great ones. Strategic alignment. Every analysis should tie directly to organizational goals. Strategy should serve business outcomes, not operate in isolation. Multi-technique approach. Combine frameworks like SWOT, balanced scorecard, and root cause analysis for a fuller picture. Early stakeholder engagement. Bring people into the process early. It builds ownership and reduces resistance. Quantify value. Always translate benefits into measurable metrics. This builds trust with leadership. Continuous monitoring. Strategy is never static. Conditions change, and your analysis should evolve with them. Documentation excellence. Maintain a single source of truth. Document decisions, rationale, and lessons learned. And 3 golden reminders. Balance ambition with realism. Be bold, but grounded. Don't ignore culture. Culture can make or break execution. Prioritize ruthlessly. Focus on what truly moves the needle. Let's wrap up. Strategy analysis is the backbone of organizational transformation. It's how we take broad business goals and turn them into actionable, evidence-based strategies. We started with understanding the current state, where we are. Then, we defined the future state, where we want to go. We assessed risks, what could go wrong, and finally, we defined the change strategy, how we'll get there. To succeed, connect strategy to measurable value. Engage stakeholders throughout. Balance analytical rigor with practicality, and document every step for traceability. Remember, strategy is not a one-time document. It's an ongoing dialogue between insight and action. As Sun Tzu wisely said, strategy without tactics is the slowest route to victory. Tactics without strategy is the noise before defeat. For your CBAP journey, mastering this module means mastering the language of business transformation. It's where you stop being a requirements taker and become a strategic thinker.